Flow Jedis, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about CHIRON, the wounded healer archetype. Let's go.
I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumit Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today we're talking all about the centaur CHIRON, okay? This is a mythological Greek archetype, okay, of CHIRON. And he is the wounded healer. Why is he known as the wounded healer? I'm less interested about who CHIRON is, but what he represents, okay? Because centaurs are originally known as very primal, indulgent types of creatures. So CHIRON really represents our lowest of lows, primal, basal, darker shadow aspects of ourselves, and the light, the yang, the pure essence of who we are aspect, okay? The benevolent and the malevolent aspects of ourselves, okay? Because CHIRON is known as the most just of all centaurs, okay? He knows all about arts and healing and music and communication and all this kind of stuff, right? He was represented as a sage archetype, almost like a healer archetype, okay? He was very well known in using herbs and also the curative arts or healing arts. I believe he was in the blood of Zeus, right? In that one scene. And also, I'm reminded of Percy Jackson as well, that one scene. What CHIRON represents and what his story really is he was a healer. He used to create these poisons, this poisonous dart or this weapon that was supposed to kill a hydra, basically stabbed him in the leg and it killed him. But it was a poison that he created, I believe. So it's basically the idea of, you know, your own medicine can become poisonous and your own poison can become medicine, in a sense. It's our relationship to our wounds that will either make it a thing that we use to lean into our greatest selves or reveal to us our own suffering and darkness. So it is through our pain and our suffering that we can go into it and not transcend it, like go above it, but go through it, right? To be able to embrace the pain and use it as a catalyst. Let the fire burn you from the inside until a phoenix rises out of the ashes. This is a representative of that dark night of the soul, or that catabasis. It represents all of us to some extent as healers or practitioners of the healing arts, whether you're a psychologist or a therapist or a counselor or a life coach or whatever, right? Representation. If you are doing change work, transformation work, you understand that there was some level of healing that you needed for you to even delve into this field of this tech, right? I'll notice a lot of therapists, psychologists that I talk to, they were first neurotic. A lot of the most greatest psychologists or healers out there were first in needing of their own healing. You got to understand yourself from the inside out, okay? And this is what CHIRON really teaches us. It's also representative of Sagittarius. Even if we can live our lives as a constellation, as a prayer, this is really the vibe of CHIRON, is living as prayer. It's like you got to let your own pain, your own wound, your core wound and suffering, right? The most core trauma, you got to use that to inspire humanity. Like turn your mess into your message, right? This is really what it represents, is like this ability to go inwards and then spread your wisdom and your light from your pain. CHIRON went through a lot of pain, okay? He went through a lot of suffering. He went through a lot of pain. But ultimately, he was a powerful healer, and he transcended his basal nature. He wasn't like all the other centaurs, okay? He stood out because of his character. So how can I use my service to heal you, which then again heals me, and then I can heal you again? So this reciprocity, this benevolent Reiki thing that is happening, that is the spirit of the healer of CHIRON. I become better, you become better, you become better, I become better. It's not intimidation, because if we're jealous of someone, it's usually that they're happier than us. And so it is a cutting off of our own power from our own happiness that is within us, right? Is hidden. Our core gifts, our core treasures are hidden. It is only when we can sit with our pain that those gifts can start to emerge, because first of all, we need to transmute and release that pain for it to be replaced by these hidden gemstones that come out of that experience of you healing your wound, you really understanding your trauma, you like really flushing it out of your system, right? Where you become clean, you become pure again. And it is this journey of going from that basal toxic nature to the higher ascended master nature. It is this flux, this constant continuum that is happening. You're getting certain suffering or experiences in life, but that there's an opportunity there. You see, because it's getting you to understand this pattern, okay, this cycle that you're stuck in. And once you're aware of it, then you can start to take power back. If we're not really integrating this, right, this wisdom, we're holding it in, it's going to become poisonous, right? Like a cow that holds milk into its udder, after some time it becomes poisonous. So just like that, we've got to make use of our gifts. It's like an overdose, right? You want to balance it out. You want to dose yourself very specifically, okay? What do I mean by that? Dose yourself with your flow state, with your own state of mind, okay? Too much flow, you're going to crash, okay? Lots of neurochemicals, you know, it's going to be very, very overwhelming and you're going to crash. You need a recovery after that big jump of flow, because that's how the universe pendulum swings. That's the way it works, you see. But that low that you're going into will again bring you to a higher high, or at least it will create the intention to make you want to chase a higher high. That's the thing. Our tolerance shifts in life, not just in terms of, you know, a certain thing that we're using, but life shifts. Basically, it's a way of transmuting your karma into your dharma or your path. The chironic wound that keeps showing up over lifetimes and lifetimes, okay? It is the wound that has been in your generational connective lineage, like through like the start of time, if there even was a thing, the start of the universe, the start of everything, to now, the present moment, but also connected to all the parallel, you know, and all of that, where space and time are different and, you know, all dimensions. I don't want to get too woo-woo about this, right? I'm not an astrology expert. I don't know much about, you know, the constellations and all that, but I'm speaking to you from what the psyche wants. Is the psyche wants healing. It wants regeneration. It wants you to stop hiding from your own BS and stop, you know, suppressing all this stuff, because it's gonna come out and you're going to have to heal it or deal with it in some way, okay? So Chiron was taught by Artemis and Apollo. He was sought after as a tutor. So he's almost like a hero creator, a hero maker. Also, it's important to note that Chiron was also immortal. And so in order to actually, you know, end his life in a sense, he swapped bodies with Prometheus, okay? And Prometheus went on to be immortal. So he was twice wounded, right? He was wounded at birth and wounded at death. So he was born as a monster, as an outcast, right? His birth happened from a rape, right? He was quite literally treated like a monster, right? Just banished from society. And I'm sure a lot of us can feel like that. I know I felt like that growing up. I felt like an outcast, like I don't belong, like I'm off into my own world doing my own thing. I still feel like that. I'm like, my gene keys or my human design really show that I am this, you know, this hermit opportunist, right? Not in a bad way, like in a way where if you invite me out, I will go. But I'm gonna keep to my own space. I need my own space. I need my privacy. I need my solace, my Shangri-La, where I can do my thing, you know? Give me a thumbs up if you feel a similar way. A lot of the times, this Chiron energy within us reveals to us our compensatory nature, okay? Or our coping methods or mechanisms. So it would be something like, let's say that you have an insecurity about how much money you make, right? You would go out of your way to try to make lots of money and be like, hustle, 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 right? But originally it is there to cover up this wound of you feeling like you're broke internally, okay? So that's an example of that. It could also be the same thing with other areas of your life, right? We have these chironic elements within us in our human psyche as an archetype. So healers understand this archetype a lot, right? A lot of healers need their own healing, right? Like even warriors need healing, okay? There's this warrior culture of this aspect. What happened to the medicine men? They were always there in the culture. Made it a ceremony, a ritual, okay? That is the art form. I want to end with the recitation of this Rumi quote, okay? Your doctor must have a broken leg to doctor. Your defects are the ways that glory gets manifested. Whoever sees clearly what's diseased in himself begins to gallop on the way. Don't turn your head. Keep looking at the bandaged place. That's where the light enters you. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Hit that subscribe button.